Hi and welcome. It's Mrs. Goff's kitchen again, and we're looking today at jointing a chicken into the various portions, so 8 to be precise. This is a recipe that we do in year 9, right the way through to A level, and we expect you to be able to do this with quite some precision. So chickens can be made into various different recipes. This particular one here is a medium chicken, which cost me £3.09, and there's approximately 3 different recipes to feed a family of 4, which this can make. And today we're going to be doing a Sunday dinner and also a chicken tikka masala. So I'm going to start off by taking the chicken out of the tray. Just put that to one side, and then we'll be able to put the skin and things like that in there as well. I'm going to loosen out the wings. The wings stay nearest to you, and then also the legs. Sometimes in some packaging they're already trussed up with the string around the top with the legs. All you need to do is safely cut that either with some scissors or with a knife in order to be able to get to the bird properly. So we have 2 wings, we have 2 full legs and 2 breasts and the carcass. The legs are then split into a drumstick and a thigh, so it's really important that you follow the instructions as I do the demonstration. So you need a really sharp knife. Now yesterday in trials my one at home needed sharpening, so I've sharpened it today. We're going to see whether it's sharp enough to be able to take it through. So what you're looking for is you're looking for the breastbone here, and I'm going to go onto the left hand side because I'm right-handed, and then I'm going to be able to make some nice incisions as close to that breastbone as possible. So you can see that my knife's a lot sharper than it was yesterday. And you go right down to the bone. And this is where you have to lift and separate the breast. You may at this point need to just make a little incision between the leg and the body, and maybe on that side as well, just so that it allows you to free the breast meat away from the carcass. So at the moment you've got quite a heavy set of meat there right next to the breast bone, and then all you're wanting to do is gently ease that away from the carcass. Just do that very gently like that until you've got the full breast away without any bone. So I think my knife could still be a little bit sharper, and not as sharp as the ones in school, but it is a good chef's knife all the same. So we've got one breast with its little mini fillet of scallop in there, and we're going to put that to one side, present it on the plate later. As you can see, my first incision's gone quite close to the carcass, but a very skilled chef would get even closer than that still. Okay, all right. We're going to make an incision down the other side now. Let's see if I can try and get even closer this time. Sometimes if you're doing a Sunday roast, you might not want to joint the chicken to start with. You might want to pull it apart afterwards for your various different recipes, and again that's perfectly fine. But for the purposes of the video, I'm trying to show you how to joint a chicken so that you can get, I'll just go backwards with a knife there, so you can get very good value for money from maybe a £2.82 or a £3.09, in this case chicken, from the local supermarket if you're on a budget. So I'm going to try and get all that breast meat, lovely sharp knife, right there, right to the bone. Oops. There we go. So we've got 2 chicken breasts. I'm going to pop the knife down now, just to readjust my board. I'm going to take the skin off, so it's going to be nice and healthy, because this is obviously where our fat is within the chicken. Chicken's typically about between 5 and 7% fat. So obviously if we can reduce the skin and remove the fatty part, we're making it much more healthy for us. I'm just going to take the end of the skins off there, just so you've got a bit of a neater chicken so you can see the various parts. Pop that in our little tray there. So the next bit is the wings, and you'll see that there is a joint right next to the bone, and the idea is that you snap that as far away from the body as possible. You hear a decent crunch. Any vegetarians, look away now. We've got a wing there, and again you're going as close to the body as possible to retain as much of the meat. And then there's your second wing. Okay, if we're in school, I'd be looking for you to present this specifically in a particular way on our tray, and I'll show you that in a moment. So now we've got our leg. Now we have a drumstick here, but we also have the thigh. So you can see it goes right the way to the back of the chicken there. So we've still got our chicken on its back. And what I'd like you to do at this point is to get both hands in and hear it snap. So you can hear it come out there now, and you can see that bone there, which is the thigh bone. And we're going to go as close to the carcass as possible so that we retain as much of the thigh meat. Now this is where students tend to go a little bit wrong. So after the demo, they go away, and then usually this bit is either ripped apart or it's still left hanging on the bone, because it is quite difficult and can get quite slippy. But at the moment, that's a full leg. We're going to do the same with the other one. Remember, move the body away from the leg, snap. It's like snapping a hip joint. There we go, right the way through. And then we're left with, hopefully, some slippery skin. We're left with a carcass with hopefully not too much meat on the bone. I'm sure I've done better than that in the past. And I'm sure you might be able to do better than that at home as well. Right, so we've now got a leg, which is a drumstick here, and the thigh meat here. Now you'll feel, and you'll also see, there's a joint there. And what you're looking for is to get your two thumbnails in between there, so you can feel in between that joint. And what you're going to do is you're going to put your knife through there. Nice sharp cut. One drumstick, one thigh. Same again. Feel for where the knuckle is. Oops. Where's that joint gone? Here we go. All the way through. So you're maintaining as much of the thigh meat as possible. Oops. Perfect. So we've got 2 chicken breasts, 2 wings, 2 drumsticks, and 2 thighs. I'm just going to put the carcass for now over here so it's out of the way so that you can actually see this next bit. So to achieve the highest level within your skills here, what I'd be looking for is for you to be able to remove the skin from the thigh. It's fairly straightforward. Again, just keep it nice and healthy. And to be able to remove the thigh bone. So you've got a bone, so you pop it on its back there, and you can see the thigh bone. It's exposed, it's not quite exposed underneath the skin. Okay? So what you have to do is make a couple of incisions. Try and get as much of that flesh off the bone and remaining in the thigh piece. So I often say to my students, it's like trying to cut somebody out of a sleeping bag, but without using the zip. So I'm going to get that there. Obviously you need to make sure you keep your fingers out of the way. A couple of methods. You can go underneath with your knife, or you can put the thigh meat to one side and try and wiggle its way out. And the idea is that in order to achieve that high skill, you leave as little meat left on that bone as possible. Oops. There we go. There's one thigh bone, one thigh. which we normally roll up, and we leave it there. So we'll do the same with the second one, repeat that, and then we'll take it from there. Thank you for listening.